what's most valuable and the things that I really enjoy about the program are kind of in two buckets. The first bucket is the curriculum, and then the second is the social aspects of the program. So I think regarding the curriculum, we have obviously a lot of material to cover in the multiple units, which I think are spread out really nicely throughout the year, where we talk about teaching pedagogies and learning styles that I think help us focus our attention on the things that are really important, but also how to get that message across to our audience. And that's a really key thing for, I think, any educator, not just learning the specific facts, but how can you communicate those to others? And I think the program does a really nice job in figuring out where we are in our education journey, giving us the tools, but then showing us how to do it. So I think that's a really nice thing about the way that the curriculum structure. And then I think the social aspects of the program can't be understated. I think we have a really eclectic, diverse cohort of people from different backgrounds, different professional backgrounds, different stages of their career. And that helps us with the perspectives that we have when we're discussing any given topic in the class. And I think in addition to that, it's just really nice to work with a group of peers that we may not have otherwise had a chance to work with. So I'm a program director here in Toronto in a residency program. And so I think there's a myriad of ways that I can apply the learning. If we take it at different zoom levels, I think if you zoom right in into the micro level of things, I think there's elements of the program, learning styles, the pedagogies, coaching that can be applied directly to clinical teaching and academic teaching or lecture series throughout the residency. I think if we take a little bit of a step back, then things like the qualitative research units help us gather important information that will inform things like how do we do our assessments? How do we find out what is necessary to teach a new cohort of medical trainees? And absolutely. So I would definitely recommend the program to others. I think a couple reasons for that. First off, I think all of us that are in the program are in a job. And I think it's very easy to get caught up in that job, feel like you're on the hamster wheel a little bit, like you're treading water instead of actually maybe going anywhere in particular. And I think that this program forces us to take a break from our everyday job and to look at things that we're doing in a different way, maybe different ways of doing the things that we're doing every day. And I think that's a really important thing to be able to do is to step off of that hamster wheel and say, what are we doing? Is there a better way to do it? And to do it with a nice group of people, like I've mentioned before. Um, the second reason I think, and of course, this is in addition to all of the great learning you do through all of the units, but the second reason I'll mention for this question that I recommend the program is that I think you learn a lot about yourself. So like I've learned a lot about myself, and I think that that's done really intentionally in the program. So there are particular activities that we do in the program. One of them sort of a personality test through insights discovery, and another one where we're reflecting on the best version of ourselves in a best self portrait that I think really get to the core of who you are as a person and an educator, help you break down some of your preconceived notions that you may have carried through your job up to this point. And I think that's a really important thing to do from time to time, linked to that first part of stepping off the wheel of doing the same thing each time. In your job, I think it's the same thing to yourself and for yourself is really having a chance to explore yourself as a human being, as an educator, and how one might improve on that.